Hey guys, in this quick video, I'm just going to show you how to organize your campaigns so that you sort your data properly. So like I was saying before, this is extremely important to do because certain different targetings and certain different ad objectives, so like campaign objectives and everything, they're going to yield wildly different results. And if you lump them all into the same campaign, or you just have a million different little campaigns, like if you're duplicating at the campaign level and you've got 5,000 different campaigns, how are you ever going to look at your breakdowns properly? If you can't look at your breakdowns properly, how are you going to see your data in order to optimize and scale? So this could be a make or break between success and failure for all of you. So I just really want to stress the importance of this. And honestly, you don't have to try super hard to be successful at this. You just have to make sure to not fall into some of the traps that I'm going to explain to you. So for example, lumping all of your stuff into the exact same campaign, even if you have different ad objectives within there or things like that. So this is my cost cap manual bid scale campaign. So I'm going to go in here. So everything in here is a cost cap bidding strategy. So cost cap is just a manual bidding. It's an advanced strategy that we're going to teach you guys. So don't worry about what that is for now. But just know that it is something that you scale with. So if you were to organize this with just normal bidding, it wouldn't make sense because the platform behaves completely differently when you're doing cost cap manual bidding than if you're doing campaign budget optimization, for example, or just auto bidding in general. So I'm just going to scroll down and show you. So this is all that cost cap is I've selected a $33 average cost, and then I've selected cost cap down here. So it's just a bidding cost control strategy. But again, don't worry about that for now. So I'm just going to show you, see, it says $33 cost cap on almost every single one. I've played with the bid a little bit, but the point is they're all cost cap and bid cap. So this is another manual bidding strategy. They behave extremely similar, so I've classified them together. So this campaign has all my manual bidding in it, and as you can see, it's got the most purchases in it, and it's got a really good cost per result. This is because this is the campaign I used later on when I was marketing this offer in order to scale up and really make a ton of money. So this campaign right here, for example, is my starting campaign. So I've named it just the name of the offer, and this one just contains a bunch of auto bidding stuff like that. So it's just basic targeting. So you see US 1865 bars. So I just have my interest in here. Got a few lookalikes in here, pretty basic, but at the end of the day, it's the same bidding strategy. So it's been sorted together. And then if we take a look at my campaigns, just the names of the campaigns as well. So budget, 18 to 65 plus. So this was budget campaign optimization. You can see here, you have to separate these. This was just a scale on this targeting right here because it was performing extremely well. So as you can see, did really well for me, but I separated this because I wanted the data of just scaling this by itself to be separate and not affect the data from other strategies that I was using, like this or this. So pretty much the whole point here is don't spread yourselves extremely thin by doing just like one campaign per targeting, because you need to see the overall data. Just like I showed you before, like if I wanted to do age, I want to know which ages work best within my cost cap manual bidding strategy because it's going to behave differently than anything else. So I've sorted them together so that I can look at the overall campaign data. Same thing with here. So you'll notice the results are different. Look at how much better the results are in this cost cap campaign. So $23 to $31 at the most, to this just starting out campaign. Obviously the results are way worse in the starting out campaign because I was just doing some testing. So I don't want to mix those end game results, these ones, with these kind of poor results that I've optimized, and that just really helps you keep scaling and keep dialing in on what's working, because you know, this is a hefty amount. Like I've spent 11 grand in here, so in order to change these numbers, so like these values, these cost per purchases, I'm gonna have to spend a lot of money. Um, Once you've optimized, it's a good idea to just take the new data out and then kind of keep rolling with it, you know, and see what's working from here. So I've done that with a lot of the ad sets. Notice again the campaign budget optimization numbers are different, and then they're even different again from my lookalike scale. So not going to get too deep into it, but the point is you just want to sort like with like. So if we're doing manual bidding, keep them all in here. If we're doing just your starter campaign for auto bidding, keep them all in one. And then when you're pulling stuff out like budget optimization, or if you wanted to lookalike auto bid scale a particular image, which is what I did here. I just want to separate this data because I knew I was going to spend a lot of money on it because it was performing well. So I just wanted to see if I can optimize further based on just the data from this image only. So this is something that's just you're gonna have to use your noodle a little bit on. Just make sure that you sort the campaigns properly. And if you're gonna do a lot of something, it's probably a good idea to just make a new campaign. So like the lookalike auto bid scale for the disappointed phone guy image. This I knew I was gonna spend a lot of money on, like I just said, so I took it out. And I have the data on this now alone because I knew I was only going to be hammering this and nothing else in here. So interest targeting for the disappointed phone guy. So this, you know, on relatively the same spend did $10 worse. So I know that the lookalikes worked better for this image. That's why I did this. That's why I separated these. So now I have the data on that, and I can probably not hit interest again with this image. This is a different image, so auto bid boardwalk. So that was my strategy. I was just auto bidding with this boardwalk image, and this was a campaign that I did early on for the overall offer promotion, and you know it worked pretty well. So I just kept moving from there. I did a lookalike targeting of the boardwalk image to scale it, and it didn't work so well. So I separated this out for a reason, because I wanted to know, is the auto bidding interests going to do as well as the auto bidding lookalikes? And in this case, they did not. So I can still look at the overall data for just this alone. So if I wanted to look at this data, I could just go up here, search the campaign name. So go up here, and then I can check my breakdowns. So I can see the age, what age performed well, and everything else. So, and then really optimize from there. So just keep in mind, guys, that you have to be intelligent when you're sorting your data, because if you don't, you're really not going to know where to go next. And the most important part of this game is knowing where to go next. So this is kind of an evolution, an evolutionary process. So maybe you go from here to 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 end up here. That's what I did. You know, it just ended up in me doing cost cap manual bidding, and those produced my best results. So, but this campaign was a result of taking the best out of everything so far and then putting it in there. So this was the end result campaign, and it wouldn't have been able to happen if I hadn't sorted my campaigns properly. So I hope that makes sense. It's really not that hard. Just when you're about to do something new, just separate the campaign if you're planning on spending a lot on it, or if it's very specific. So if you're spending on one image only and you know it, just separate that out into a different campaign. If you're doing manual bidding, separate that out. If you're doing interest targeting, separate that out, and just kind of evolve from there, and that's pretty much it.